Hi everyone, Una of Little O Nutrition coming at you with another hashtag Monday Moan. This week I want to talk to you about the skinny equals healthy myth. I said it. So first of all, let's just have a think about where the skinny myth comes from. Because if we look back, 200, 150 years ago, skinny was not the desirable thing. Women were expected to be plump, because carrying some fat meant that you came from a wealthy and prosperous family and you didn't have to labour. Whereas being skinny meant you came probably from a farming background, you had very little food, you were maybe a peasant, and that's not really the desirable thing. And that started to change in the early 1900s, and kind of the growth of the skinny equals healthy myth has massively risen since then. And that's kind of in line with the introduction of print media. So that's, the use of images of women in ads, on TV, in films, basically everywhere. There's women's bodies everywhere around us. And the issue is, most of the bodies we see are skinny and white, and that's not representative of our population. So over half of our population is actually considered overweight or obese. So why are we always seeing these skinny women? And seeing all these perfect, airbrushed, make-upped bodies makes us think that their body type is realistic and is obtainable. And not only that, that if we had that body, we would be happier and we would be more loved and we would be more successful and we would be healthier. But that's not what research tells us. So there's lots of research out there that indicates that people in a bigger body actually have a longer life expectancy than people in very skinny bodies. And that also means that they are at lower risk of certain conditions, that people who have a very low fat mass actually have a higher risk of those conditions. See, the problem with looking at just weight is that it doesn't take into account metabolic health. So when I say metabolic health, I mean things like your cholesterol, your blood glucose, your blood pressure, all those types of things that are actually very useful measures in terms of your internal health, if you will. So in the same way that a fat person can be perfectly healthy metabolically, a skinny person can be unhealthy metabolically, regardless of what either looks like on the outside. And that's why skinny is not a measure of health. And the notion that by losing a couple of pounds you can dramatically alter your health or your disease risk and things like that is just silly, because health is influenced by so many factors, and weight is a tiny part of that. And other things are much more important, like our daily habits. So are we nourishing our bodies? Are we moving a little bit? Are we getting sleep? Are we spending a lot of our life anxious or stressed? Where do we live? What is our family history of disease? These things are much more important. Skinny does not equal healthy. Fat does not equal unhealthy. You can be skinny and unhealthy. You can be skinny and healthy. You can be fat and unhealthy, and you can be fat and healthy. Live your life in the best way that you can, and you'll be fine. If you need some help figuring out health goals rather than weight goals, get in touch with me and I'll see what I can do for you. But for now, just remember, skinny is a myth. Bye guys.